And welcome to the second half of your video review for the final exam on Monday. We left off here. So Thisbe and Pyramus, stood together. Thisbe here, Pyramus there. Okay, and they did. Okay. Next is Anhelitus oris, the breath of their mouth. Fuerat had been captatus, captured. Inque vicis here means mutually. They say, dicebant, invida paries, envious wall, quid amantibus obstas. Why, quid obstas, do you obstruct amantibus, lovers? Quantam erat, how great it would be, nos jungi, for us, nos jungi, to be joined, and then he goes on to say toto corpora, with the whole body. So that's a little risque for high school, but never mind. Hoc est nimium, or he says out, if hoc est nimium, this is too much, hoc, this, est, is, nimium, too much, if this is too much, that you open up pateres ad oscula danda, for the giving of kisses. So if they can't be totally together, they want to be together enough so they can smooch. Sumus ingrati, he says, nor are we, sumus, ingrati, ungrateful. We confess, fatemur, nos debere tibi. This is the whole statement, the whole indirect statement, and here it's parsed. We owe to you. We are in your debt. We in your debt, in debt to you. We in debt to you. We confess that we are in your debt. Quod datus est verbis ad amicus transitus auris. The transit has been given for our words, ad amicus auris, to friendly ears, and this quod means because. We are in your debt because through you, he doesn't say, but transitus datus est, a transit is given for words. Talia diversam nequiquam sede locuti. Having said such things is all the important part here. Having said these things, sub noctem, as night was falling, as night was coming to an end in this case, they said, dixeret vale, they said farewell, and having parted, they gave, and then what they gave is in the next line, oscula, having parted, they gave kisses to each other, to the one, well, to each other is good enough, yeah. Kisses that are non-parvenientia contra, that don't go through to the other one, to the other side. So they do kiss, but it doesn't get through the wall. Postera nocturnos aurora removerat ignes. Aurora, that is the sun god, the guy who drives the chariot of the sun, had removed the nocturnal fires. So postera, after Aurora, had removed the nocturnal fires, the stars that is, solque, and the sun, siceraverat, had dried, heribas pruinosas, the frosty grass, radiis, with rays. Ad solitum coiere locum tum murmura parvo. They met ad solitum locum, at the accustomed place. Then there was, with a little murmur, with a little whispering, multa prius questi statuunt ut nocta silenti. The essential part here is questi multa. Having made many complaints, statuunt, they decided to, and then to nocti silenti, when the night was in the silent night, to try to do two things. They would try to fallere custodes, to trick the guards or escape the notice of the guards, to go out from the doors. And when, cumque, and when, exierant, they had gone out, domo, from the house, relinquant, and left behind, the tecta orbis, the houses or the roofs, literally, of the city, that is, having left the city itself, lest there be some wandering, neve is lest, there be some wandering to them going around in the broad field. They agree that they would gather conveniant ad busta Nini, at the grave of Ninus, and further that they would hide under the shade. The shade of what? The shade of a tree, arboris. And this tree is described as uberrima palmes, very fruitful with snowy fruit, white fruit. Find out why in a second. Ardua moris, the tall mulberry tree. So these are white mulberries we're talking about. The tree, arbor, was erat cotermina fonti, coterminous with a spring. Okay, so it touched a spring. Pacta placent, the things they had agreed upon, the pacta, were pleasing, and the light, lux, tarda discedere visa, seemed slow to go away. That's as much as I'd like you to prepare for Monday. This second section will be, I want to be unseen, so study hard.